Thanks for joining us from the Ohio AgNet Voice You Know With the News You Trust studio, sponsored by BASF, where the performance of Veltima fungicide can take your best results even farther. Powered by soy biodiesel today, I'll head to the Ohio State Fair. Junior Fair Lamb Show's underway. Final drive is 8:30 tonight. We'll be there all thanks to Kalmbach Feeds, feeding you the results first. And I'll return to the Ohio State Fair on Thursday, and we'll take in all the latest from the Dairy Products Building, home of the Butter Cow and construction project this year. This Ohio State Fair Open Class Livestock Show schedule update brought to you by Farm Credit Mid-America. Let's start with the activity in the swine barn. On the 26th at 3 o'clock will be the boar show. On the 27th at 8 a.m. will be the gilt show. Sticking with the S's in the sheep barn, the 26th will be the South Downs at 5 o'clock. The 27th will be the Hampshires. The 28th at 9 o'clock is the Corriedales. 1 o'clock is the Rambouillets. And 5 o'clock will be Columbia and Lincoln. Also, then, let's go to the cattle barn on the 26th. The open show session 2 comes in, and it includes the Allobes, Charolais, Key Angus, Chianina, Limousin, Maine Angus, Maine Anjou, Maintainer, Gelfies, Shorthorn, and Shorthorn Plus. And in the dairy barn on the 26th, Holstein heifers, red heifers, and Ayrshires. The 27th will be the Holstein and red and white cows. A complete schedule can be found online at ohiostatefair.com. And check out the first of our three-part series on exhibitors in open class at the Ohio State Fair. It's up at ohioagnet.com. Today's weather brought to you by Seed Consultants. Simply better performance online at seedconsultants.com. Here's the forecast.
Sunny, hot, and dry over Ohio the next few days. I'm Chief Meteorologist Ryan Martin. Let's take a look at that Ohio Ag weather update. Here's what's going on. Heat is building. Air temperatures pushing the low 90s today. Heat indices in the triple digits. Same story for tomorrow. Probably a little bit hotter tomorrow overall. We do have to watch for a little bit of thunderstorm activity tomorrow late afternoon and evening in west central parts of Ohio. This is an offshoot of what we're seeing go on in southeastern Indiana. But really, we're not looking at significant thunderstorm potential until we get into Friday. Hit and miss of thunderstorms over in northwest Ohio. Friday morning, we'll see this fill in over the rest of the state Friday afternoon, evening, and overnight. Then we see rain showers and thunderstorms continue through Saturday and through Sunday. Combined 3-day rain totals are going to be anywhere from 0.5 to 1.5 inches, with coverage at 90% of the Buckeye State. Nice rains there, but it's going to have to last us a while because we see the next week going drier, turning out partly to mostly sunny on Monday, staying dry Tuesday, Wednesday of next week. Maybe we see some pop-up scattered showers or thunderstorms next Thursday into early Friday, and then we're back to dry weather as we kick off that first weekend in August. The following week looks like it could be a little more active, but doesn't really have a good moisture source to fuel any shower or thunderstorm development. So I'm taking on a slightly drier outlook in my forecast as we flip the calendar from July into August. I'm meteorologist Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. Joining me is Sheldon Stutzman, Regional Energy Consultant for Paradise Energy Solutions. They're located over in Tuscarawas County. Sheldon, if I'm understanding our conversation coming up correctly, we are not talking about industrial solar. We are talking about the way you can use solar on your farm, on your residence, on your business. Is that correct?
That's correct, Bill. Most of our business on what we call behind-the-meter solar. And so we're installing solar either on rooftop of a home, a farm, or a business, and offsetting the energy typically being consumed at that location. We're not talking about the large utility scale solar systems that are out there.
A lot of tax credits have been out there, so one of the big questions might be, how is the big beautiful bill changing the solar tax credit, or is it?
Primary thing that's changing is the lines associated with being able to take the tax credits. The tax credit amount, those are not changing. Those are not being impacted. They are just narrowing the window of time in which a client can take those credits. For example, a residential tax credit, it expires at the end of 2025. If you're a homeowner and you're looking at solar, you are almost at the end of the road to be able to take that tax credit.
What about if you're a farmer?
If you're a farmer, we have a little bit more runway there. I would say it's very fluid. And I should preface all of this by saying, talk to your tax advisor, make sure they're involved in this decision. So the next deadline for commercial, we think, is the August 18th date, which is 45 days after the July 4th signing of the Big Beautiful Bill. We think that you should safe harbor that project to be able to secure the existing tax credits of 30% and maybe some of the bonus tax credits that are available for commercial solar. The next deadline would be the end of the year, December 31, 25.
Sheldon, how do we get more information on this topic?
Contact us at our website, paradiseenergy.com. We have a learning center. We have a YouTube channel. We just finished a webinar on how the taxes are being impacted by the One Big Beautiful Bill. So that'd be a great resource for farmers to look at and maybe refer that to their tax advisor as well. We had our CPA firm involved in that webinar. So really good information. That'd be a great place to go. Or you can call, any of our offices, find us online and reach out to us.
And again, that was ParadiseEnergy.com. Thank you, Sheldon Stutzman, Regional Energy Consultant at Paradise Energy Solutions. Joining me is the Queen of the Clark County Fair, Kylie Corbett. Kylie, nice to have you with us. Quick update, what are some of the things you like to do and what have you done so far at the fair?
So far, I've attended multiple shows, most of the showmanship classes, and it's been really fun to watch all of the hard work that the kids have put in throughout the year get paid off and to see everybody cheer each other on and just have a great time.
What's coming up at the fair as we look from now into the weekend?
Well, today is Kids Day, so they have Kids Day games. And then this evening, Allison Road is in the big tent, and there's drag racing down at the track. And then on Thursday, the Showman to Showman contest is happening, and that is when the best showmen of the county get to show all of the animals that they may not get to show normally, and to compete for the best showman in the county. And then later in the evening is the truck drag racing. And then Friday morning is a sale of champions where all of the champions from each species get to sell their animals. And then wrapping up the fair week with the pig and calf scrambles.
Thanks for the update. Enjoy your year as queen.
Thank you.
Stay tuned, back with more after this.
Hey, Ohio! Don't wait! The Ohio State Fair is here now through Sunday, August 3rd. Experience fair favorites like the butter cow, livestock animals, shopping, delicious food, exciting entertainment, thrilling rides, competitions, and so much more. Make memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio State Fair through August 3rd. Get your tickets at ohiostatefair.com.
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. We'll see you there.
And you may already seen or heard about the Ohio State Fair butter sculpture, but if not, on behalf of Ohio's dairy farmers, the 2025 Butter Cow display at the Ohio State Fair has a cheerful message to fairgoers. Pardon our dust. Major renovations are underway across the fairgrounds, including the historic Dairy Products Building, the home of the butter cow and calf. Presented by American Dairy Association Mideast, this year's butter display features the iconic butter cow and calf wearing butter hard hats. They're all joined by 3 life-size butter construction workers, one operating a jackhammer, another studying blueprints, and a third talking into a two-way radio. The construction scene also includes scaffolding, sawhorses, safety cones, and a big "Pardon Our Dust" sign, all sculptured in butter. And yes, they'll still have Swiss cheese sandwiches, and you won't be able to order dipped ice cream, but you will get prepackaged ice cream in your favorite flavors, and that'll help boost things along, as due to construction, there is no water in the Dairy Products Building this year. But hey, next year, all of this is going to be done behind us, and it's going to look great, and we're looking forward to that as well. Today's market analysis is brought to you by the Louis Dreyfus Company, excited to be building the newest state-of-the-art soybean crush facility in Upper Sandusky, Ohio. For marketing information on selling your beans to LDC, call 574-566-2113. Here's Ryan Martin.
Grain markets finished on Tuesday mixed. Corn and beans a little bit, markets a little bit higher. What were the main talking points? Well, once again, supply, the large U.S. corn crop, demand, lack of trade with almost anybody, and wheat. Wheat we're going to put into a completely separate category. And hey, let's start there. Turnaround Tuesday on wheat. Russian FOB cash prices were rising here this week, and there's a little bit of a cash squeeze. Turn to cooler weather in the United States is also pressuring the corn and bean market here as we see that the heat that's building in for the rest of this week locally is probably going to be counteracted with plenty of moisture from the past few days and more moisture coming Friday, Saturday, Sunday, making it like a greenhouse or tropical kind of setup. Secretary Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, was meeting with Chinese officials this week, the past couple of days, in Stockholm to discuss a tariff deadline extension. That was a little bit supportive to the markets, but again, we go back to the rumor that we heard that Trump and Xi are going to be talking in November, and honestly, what kind of trade deal will be done before that? Market still thinks it's going to be difficult to see much. The U.S. farmer is hoping that President Trump can cut a phase one style deal with China again that would assure future Chinese demand for U.S. soybeans, sorghum, and corn, but China is still actively seeking South American soybeans for September, October, and even now early November delivery, showing no interest so far in U.S. Gulf soybean offers, even at lower FOB price offers. The morning soybean rally yesterday was sparked more by meal, a commodity that was in oversupply, with the U.S. crushers needing to assure significant export demand to clear record crush rates. And really, once that went away, it was game off on the day. Overall, Managed Money sold 2,800 contracts of corn and 900 contracts of beans, bought 4,900 contracts of wheat. I'm Ryan Martin.
And thanks, Ryan. We'll look at the overnight markets after this.
Be aware, ticks are there. As you head outdoors, remember to avoid tall grass, wear light-colored full-coverage clothing, and use EPA-registered repellent. Be sure to thoroughly check for ticks after you head in for the day. If you find any ticks, remove them carefully with tweezers and watch for symptoms such as fever, headache, or rash. For more information on ticks and tick bite prevention, head over to ohio.gov/ticks.
AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio is your Medicaid plan for more benefits, more rewards. We know that good health means more than just seeing a doctor when you're sick. Eligible members can receive extras like home-delivered meals and family essentials, like baby carriers and kids' school supplies. Members can even earn rewards for playing mobile health trivia games. Learn more at AmeriHealthCaritasoh.com and call the Ohio Medicaid Consumer Hotline at 1-800-324-8680 to choose AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio.
Overnight at the open, September corn up 1 at $4.25, December up 3/4 at $4.18 3/4, and March up 1/4 cent at $4.36. The August soybeans $10.15 1/4, up 5. November up 4 1/4 at $10.29 3/4. March is up 4 1/4 at $10.61. September wheat up 1/2 at $5.50. December up 1/2 at $5.70, and March up 1/2 at $5.88. In livestock, at yesterday's close, August cattle were down 25 at $224.97. October down 50 cents at $221.12, and December down a dime at $221.65. August lean hogs up 40 cents at $107.75. The October down 47 at $90.50, and December down 5 cents at $82.85. September feeder cattle $328.57, up 87. October closed up 90 at $326.87. And November feeder cattle up $1.05 at $324.22. Since we've got time, let's take a look at soy meal for September, up 80 cents at $278.70. Jump clear out to January, you're up 50 cents at $290.80. in soy oil. August up 28 at 55.91. September up 30 at 55.75. Jump to January. You're also at 55.75, up 24. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day, everyone. I'm Dale Minyo. This is the Ohio AgNet.